Cluster 10 of the local questionnaire looks especially at valuation of land from a community perspective. Transparency is a key human rights principle, and transparency around valuation and tax information is closely linked to the right to information. The question about how valuations are carried out is also closely linked to the recognition of the multiple functions of land, including social, cultural, and economic values, and diverse tenure systems, which we dealt with under Cluster 4. The right to appeal land valuations is linked to the right to remedy and is an aspect of access to justice. The Voluntary Guidelines on Responsible Governance of Tenure addresses valuation in several sections. It talks about that assessments of valuations and taxable amounts should be made public, that policies and laws related to valuation should ensure that valuation systems take into account non-market values, and that all parties should endeavor to prevent corruption, particularly through the use of objectively assessed values and the right to appeal. So these quotes are highlighted here because they also underpin the questions of the local questionnaire. In the online local questionnaire, I'll click on Cluster 10, Taxation and Valuation. The first question concerns access to valuation information. So it's relevant if the respondent has tried to look up valuation information about any piece of land to see how it's been valuated. It could be their own, but also that of others. Whether they were able to obtain the information they were looking for. So this relates to information availability and the right of access to information. Then we ask whether the respondent considers the method used to value land transparent. This will probably only be possible to answer for someone who has had their own land valuated or is familiar with land valuation methods. Whether it takes into account non-market values. We find an explanation here about what that could be. Whether the respondent has felt a need to appeal a valuation of their land or property in the last couple of years, and whether their concerns related to the valuation were addressed.